To use an analogy, lube filters and lube oil are like kidneys and blood. Lube filters remove impurities and wear-causing contaminants from the engine's lifeblood, which is oil. If the lube filters are not doing a good job, engine life can be cut short. 75 to 90% of contamination in lube oil is organic sludge material, generated by the operation of the engine. Sludge is the main material found in oil, and this can plug filters, causing the bypass valve to open, sending abrasive, unfiltered oil to the moving parts of the engine. In the following sequence, we would like to highlight the correct method to use when servicing the lubricating system where a standard spin-on lube filter is in use. This is essential for the long-term durability of your engine. To validate if a lube filter change is required, consult the equipment service manual. The original equipment manufacturer service manual contains details regarding the timely and appropriate lube filter change interval. Whenever a filter service is required, make sure the workshop is set up appropriately and the necessary tools and equipment are to hand to ensure the safe and smooth execution of this task. Always ensure you have the correct personal protective equipment available for the task in hand. The following setup and equipment in order of need are required for a lube filter change. A filter removal wrench, a container for disposal of the used lube oil, clean lube oil from a known source for pre-filling of the new lube filter if required, cloth or wipers to clean up any excess or spilled oil. The equipment manual contains the original equipment part numbers for all filtration parts, including lube filters. High horsepower engines may have multiple but identical full-flow lube filters. The original equipment part number allows you to correctly identify the equivalent Fleetguard product. Always verify by using the equipment service manual the original equipment part number, which allows you to cross-reference to a genuine Fleetguard quality filter that meets the product specifications of the original equipment manufacturer. To conveniently remove a metal spin-on lube filter, use a standard filter removal wrench. The new generation of composite-type lube filters, including lube cartridges installed in composite housings, are designed with special hand grips that do not require a filter wrench for removal. Unscrew the lube filters from the head and empty any retained oil into the disposal container. After the filter is removed, make sure that any gaskets or seals are removed from the filter head or housing. Check the sealing surface of the filter head for damage and/or any remaining pieces of gasket or seal material. Before installing the new lube filter, make sure that any gaskets or seals are present and correctly positioned. Then, look at the installation pictograms on the filter to validate if the filter requires pre-filling. Where the pictogram indicates pre-filling, obtain a sufficient amount of clean lube oil from a reliable source to pre-fill the filter. Pre-fill the filter up to the top. Finally, lubricate all gaskets and seals with clean lube oil. Take the pre-filled lube filter, including all the necessary gaskets and seals, and screw the filter onto the filter head. Prior to that, always check the installation pictograms again to see how much tightening the filter requires. Most filters require 3/4 or 1, which means 3/4 of a turn after first gasket or seal contact with the head, or, in case a 1 is indicated on the pictogram, a full 360 degrees of rotation after the point of first gasket or seal contact with the sealing surface of the filter head. Important: the filter should only be screwed on by hand, and a filter removal wrench must never be used to tighten a filter. It's very important that the correct amount of rotation after gasket or seal contact is achieved, otherwise the filter may leak. In the event that the correct amount of rotation cannot be achieved by hand, a special metal band clamp, which will not damage the canister, can be used for the final tightening phase of the operation. Once the filter is correctly installed, clean the outside of the new lube filter with a cloth or a wiper to remove any spilled lube oil. Then start the engine and check for leaks. Finally, shut down the engine and clean the workplace. Make sure that the used filter is disposed of in an environmentally friendly manner. It's also a good idea to check the engine oil level after the engine has been shut down and allowed to rest for a few minutes. just to make sure that this is correct, especially if the lube filter has not been pre-filled. Verify that the lube filter is due for change. Prepare the workplace. Verify the correct lube filter is used. Remove the used lube filter. Prepare the new lube filter. Place the new lube filter. Check for leakage and clean the workplace.